We can all agree that Jenna Ortega did a great job of playing Wednesday Addams, and she recently made headlines when a video of her famous dance went viral. But despite all that, Ortega still had doubts about the dance she choreographed. So today, we're going to reveal what Jenna had to say about the dance and discuss the cringiest dance scenes in Hollywood, starting off with Wednesday's massive popularity. As soon as it was announced that Wednesday Addams, the most famous character from the 90s show The Addams Family, would be getting her own show, fans went crazy. Wednesday was the first time Netflix talked to director Tim Burton about the upcoming show. The series was announced to the public in February 2021, after a deal was finally made behind the scenes. The 8-part series was a huge hit as soon as it came out, and the quirky, dark humor of The Addams Family, Tim Burton's skill, and Ortega's new take on a classic character made the series a great one as a whole. We also adore her deadpan humor. Next up, the dance that took over the internet. It's not surprising that her dance went viral after a pretty good start, and people with many followers online are making their own versions of Wednesday Addams' dance online. As for the dance, we see that in the show's 4th episode, which is called Raven Dance, an annual event at Nevermore. At first, Wednesday wasn't supposed to go to the annual event at first because she and Eugene were going to stake out Hyde's cave, but things didn't go as planned because things set things up so that she and her crush Tyler would go to the event together, and she ended up going, but she didn't wear white to the dance. Instead, she wore a gothic black dress. Not only did she not want to go to the party, but Tyler also asked her to dance. Even though no one expected it, Wednesday pulled off some pretty impressive moves on the dance floor. She went to the dance floor to show off her dance moves as she did the weird gothic dance to the tune of Goo Goo Muck, a song by The Cramp from 1981. At first, the students of Nevermore were shocked when Ortega's smart but sarcastic character popped out of nowhere, but they got used to it over time and ended up loving the show. And we think Ortega did a great job with the dance routine she choreographed. Coming up, Ortega felt insecure about the dance routine. Wednesday might have seemed sure of herself while she was dancing, but according to Ortega, she was nervous about the whole thing. In one of her interviews, Jenna Ortega said that she had a hand in making Wednesday Addams' unique dance come to life. The thing is, Ortega has always been an actress, but she has never been a dancer or choreographer. She also said that the dance moves only showed that she wasn't very good at dancing. She wasn't sure about the dance's choreography, but her co-stars were impressed with how she moved, which made her feel better. Ortega's co-stars told her that the dance scene was fantastic and amazing and said that it was one of their favorites, and we think the internet seems to agree. The scary dance moves were based on goth clubs from the 1980s and the 1960s TV show The Addams Family, and clearly the dance routine honored Wednesday's father Gomez. Moving on to the cringiest dance scenes in movies. First up, 2012's Step Up Revolution. In the 4th movie in the Step Up series, this scene goes completely crazy. Sean Asa and Emily Anderson show how much they like each other with a dance battle on the beach that looks like an animal's way of showing interest. We see Sean starting things off by telling the character, played by Catherine McCormick, that she should dance around him to make him look good, but she does terrible things on purpose to make him feel bad. And after she fist pumps out of time on purpose, Sean gets her attention by breaking. He even blows sand in her face as a joke. How sweet. But she seems to like it, and they keep doing their weird dance. And in the end, the intimate scene takes place under a shower that comes out of nowhere. After everything we saw in this scene, maybe we need a shower to wash away what we've just seen. Coming up, 2001's A Knight's Tale. Even though the movie was set in the 14th century, the music and dance are too modern for the time. When Count Adhemar asks Heath Ledger's character, William Thatcher, to perform a traditional dance from his home country, Gelderland, Thatcher makes this mess up on the spot. And even though we disagree, Jocelyn and a few other people seem interested in Thatcher's routine. It takes a long time to join in, but many people who know how to dance end up there. And halfway through this strange piece, the music changes from medieval melodies to Golden Years, which was a hit for David Bowie in the mid-1970s. We have to say, the lack of consistency in this scene is confusing and a real nightmare. Not to mention 2007's High School Musical 2. In this overly dramatic scene from the popular teen musical on the Disney Channel, Troy Bolton has a temper tantrum that makes you want to wince. Troy is upset because he saw Mr. Fulton's notice and is still sad about his breakup with Gabriela Montez. And in this terrific musical production of Bet on It, he walks across a golf course in a bad mood. Not only does Zac Efron's character dance to show how good he is at golf, but he also has a corny realization while looking for the lost ball. And as if golf wasn't already stressful enough, imagine having to play while waiting for Efron to finish this show. Now let's look at 2006's Bring It On, All or Nothing. This cheerful comedy had the lowest score on Rotten Tomatoes of all the movies on this list, so people didn't have high hopes for it. But Hayden Panettiere's crumping is making people cringe more than ever, and Brittany Allen tries too hard to fit in at her new high school, even though she doesn't belong there. The bubbly cheerleader finds a new way to dance when she goes to a Crenshaw Heights Warriors practice, while Allen fights it out with male cheerleaders, Tyson and Jesse, after being pushed in the wrong way to try the new technique. But we can't decide which is worse, how she was persuaded to try crumping or how she danced. Yes, she deserves credit credit for trying out a new routine, but her uncoordinated pulsing and awkward grunting almost made us wish she hadn't. Not to forget the iconic dance from Pulp Fiction. This crime movie, which neo-noir fan Quentin Tarantino directed, is about some pretty scary things, but we still can't point our fingers at what it really is. And Uma Thurman and John Travolta's dancing is one of them. Anyway, Vincent Vega has to watch over Mia Wallace, his boss's wife, even though he is not in the best of moods. And when Thurman's character suggests that the two of them take part in the famous Jack Rabbit Slim's Twist contest, Vega isn't so sure about it, but he finally agrees, and the two of them take the stage in the restaurant with a 1950s theme. We also noticed that Grease and Saturday Night Fever were dance dramas. It's pretty clear that Travolta's skills in this scene aren't as good as in those movies, and even though his character is supposed to be drunk, and we could chalk this routine up to that, it really threw us for a loop. Now for 2004's Napoleon Dynamite. Even though Jon Hedder's dance in this comedy is famous, it's praised for being funny and not for how well it was done. We see Napoleon Dynamite helping Pedro Sanchez with his campaign for student body president because he is his friend. And on election day, it's a tie between Pedro's speech and Napoleon's skit for the cringiest moment. After Pedro talks to his classmates in a dull way, his friend tries to save the day, and Napoleon runs awkwardly off stage to the tune of Jamiroquai's Canned Heat while wearing leather boots and a Vote for Pedro t-shirt. Even though the audience laughs at him and not with him, the truth behind the scene is that the filmmakers let Hedder do whatever he wanted in this unpredictable freestyle boogie. And God, it's weird, but we're here for it. Coming up next is 2003's Love Actually. We see Hugh Grant perform a happy dance to the Pointer Sisters' Jump for My Love in the Christmas-themed rom-com. A British radio station praises the Prime Minister for standing up for what he believes in and telling Billy Bob Thornton's president what's on his mind. This leads to David feeling the beat and is happy as he starts to take off his clothes. The uncalled-for routine includes shaking the hips, pointing at random times, and going down the stairs backward, which is dangerous. Please don't try this at home. We didn't like this display, but we weren't the only ones who didn't, and even Hugh Grant says that it was absolute hell to film this scene. Last but not least, Bully Maguire in Spider-Man 3. Peter Parker might be able to make webs come out of his wrists, but his jazz hands don't look very good here. In the third film, Parker takes Gwen Stacy to a jazz club where his ex-girlfriend Mary Jane plays. Question, how can you make your old love interest jealous? Obviously with a set of clothes that make you tap your toes aimed at another woman. Tobey Maguire's character starts out by playing the piano, and he gives the performance as a gift to Michael Jackson, and he swaps out his usual buildings for a chandelier so he doesn't waste a perfectly good martini. He then slides across the floor on a chair and throws his jacket at her, and Kirsten Dunst's face says it all. After hearing this silly piece, we think Spider-Man should keep being a vigilante and save us from his not very heroic dancing. Maybe this is why Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was cancelled after all. That's all for this video. What are your thoughts on Jenna Ortega feeling unsure about her dance on Wednesday? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.